Good day, traders. Hoping that everybody's doing well today. How's my sound? Let's hop on the charts and see what we've got today. Drop your pairs on the side there. Perfect. So we're checking UCAD. 3 more pairs. Gold, GU, and then Euro USD. Okay, so we've got 4 here. Let's hop onto the chart and see what we've got. Don't forget to like the stream, guys. Awesome. Start with UCAD. UCAD eventually tanked like crazy, but I don't think any of you guys got this. Probably got a break even. Yep, there's a break even. Let's start with the daily, see where we are. Oh, there's a massive tank. I think I did this with one of the bootcamp students who basically took the daily setup, and yeah, it tanked dramatically from there. Yeah, probably on 5R now, leaving a whole lot of imbalances along the way. Now this one, we basically looked at it from this daily zones, understanding that that area is a bit sensitive. There is some liquidity, of course, so we are most likely going to get a massive retracement from that zone. And let's see. Hopping down to the 4-hour. Okay. Just need to remove some of these markings here. Okay, so I would probably wait for price to actually retrace back, because we do see how it grabbed everything that was laying on the floor there, and then basically targeted these zones here on the 4-hour, by the way. So I'll probably wait for it to basically come back a bit, drop down, give us some more break of structures, and then before I hop on back on the 4-hour. And then when you look at the hourly, there is a dramatic drop. So I actually don't think I'd want to be catching any falling prices. I'd want to watch what it does after this massive drop, because you can see now when you drop on now lower to the 15-minute, we do see a bit of structure forming, leaving something along the way. So we could potentially get something here, a buy, of course, but because we'll be using the 15-minute, let me just do this. Because we're using the 15-minute, it will affect your stop loss range, which goes back now to your broker. And if you do have some good spreads over there, then you could potentially trade something like this. But like I said, you don't want to be catching any falling prices. And for now, all we have is price breaking out of this massive range. We don't have any clear structure. So I'd basically just be careful for now. I would watch this zone that I just did now, but I wouldn't count on it because it's going to be a very quick trade. So I'd watch it from a distance. Awesome. Silver. We haven't really traded silver actually. XAG USD. Okay, so basics, always need to find out where the daily is at all times. You want to know where you are and what's happening in the bigger time frame. And we do see a bit of structure here. We had a nice BOS over here. So should expect this zone to hold if it does continue. But there's another sensitive area that price will most probably also be affected by. So from a daily perspective, this is a zone that you want to just keep an eye on. Understand that it's there. And when you trade, be wary of it. And make sure that whatever you're trading, once it gets into that zone, either you've partialed, either you have looked at what could possibly happen and come up with a second setup, or you just ignore it totally. So those are just some tips that you'd want to use when you're trading these type of well, everything actually. Always be aware of what's happening in the wider landscape. You see here there's a bit of a range on the 4 hour. Let's hop onto the hourly and see if you can't figure out something out. Now we're still in the range here. I think with this one, I'll probably want to trade the typical setup that looks like the daily. We'd have an entry over here. And because we know that at the bottom, there's a daily key zone, I'd have an entry at the top there. I would watch these zones over here as well. They're kind of sensitive. Price keeps retracing there. It doesn't mean now you ignore, doesn't mean that you ignore what happened here. You don't ignore these. So if you do have a setup dropping, you'll be targeting these areas, and if it does fall even lower, you'll be targeting the hourly over there. So you'll probably use this zone over here or this one over here for your tee off area. And what that means now is you'll look at these candles over here, and you could even get a lower one. Which would be a bit too tight, but if you do have some good spreads, you could get away with it. So this is how silver would look. You'd have a nice tee off from the zone, going all the way to the bottom. There we go. Either to the zone, and remember, if you're using the Wushu toolbox, you want to see price get into 50% of the zone. So once price does go back up, and I keep saying, guys, don't forget, this is how we approach our trades. You want price to get into the zone, then you set a sell stop, and then once price drops, you can trigger your trade, either break even and then keep tanking from there. You don't want to set a limit and then it actually goes back out first and then drops from there. Then you'll probably have a very bad trade. So you want to focus on that. Just check out the Wushu toolbox. It does that for us. So we automatically just set all these setups up right after we do them. And then the Wushu does the magic. We'll come back tomorrow or later, or pre-New York or London close, to see how our trades played out. Okay. So this is how you'll approach silver. I'll share it as well. GU. Let's check out GU. Morning, Dwayne. I see you love you love the GBP pairs, eh? GBP USD. Always know the landscape, of course. You must always know where you are. And this setup is still valid, by the way. This is a daily setup. I don't know why I removed the... It's still valid. So this will just stay here until further notice, until it's proven otherwise, but still very valid. We are still on a downtrend on the daily. Let's hop onto the 4 hour and see what's happening here. Let me remove all this mess here. I was probably explaining something. Yep, probably explaining something here. Okay, so This one we do have a typical, I keep saying to the bootcamp students, it's a typical clean structure, clean strategy, clean. You can't even get it wrong. The only thing that you could get wrong is if the market decides to go otherwise, which it usually does, but it's very clean. I'm just going to put the setup. I'm not really going to share what I'm looking at. The bootcamp guys would know. And of course, they'll take it further in and mark all the neat entries, mark all the beautiful setups, and take it from there. Awesome, Richard. Are you enjoying the wushu? And it makes life very, very easy, especially once you understand how to use it effectively. There we go. So we have a setup like this. This is taken from the daily, by the way. Not the daily, the 4 hour. So just bear that in mind. And we can still go further in, take a look at price in from a deeper look. So we would have something along but these candles are not really helping. Okay, I think the hourly version, I would not actually entertain it. It's there, but it's not as clean as it should be. So you'll probably be trying to squeeze in unnecessary trades. And on the 15, you do have something along these lanes. And if you do focus on this zone over here, let me just go deeper in and see if I can't find a better setup. Okay, that'll just be a bit too much. This one most probably not trigger as I would want it to, but it is a potential setup. And I think the last time we did this setup, I don't know if it was on the bootcamp or if it was on the, there we go. Then we'd have a setup here, or if it was on the free live sessions, where we had a setup that basically triggered all 5 entries, where we had a 4 hour, a 30-minute, a 1 hour, and a daily from a previous time. And then all setups were triggered, and that was beautiful. That was very beautiful. Okay, so here what we're basically saying now is we'd want a 15-minute setup to trigger, and then going back all the way up to the 4 hour, and then of course tanking all the way down to whichever zone that it gets to, and whatever it does along the way, we can pick up some interest if you are watching it. Those that are practicing the strategy and doing it themselves, they would see that you can even get into the 15, the 1 minute, and still keep looking at these setups and getting more entries as price keeps moving, as price keeps giving you good setups. Okay, so this is what we have here on GU. And then the last one would be Euro USD. This is my nemesis, I keep saying. Me and this pair go way back, and all of a sudden it just takes things so personal. Okay, so we still have the setup. I think this is from the daily. Price is still going towards it. It's definitely from the daily. We'll see if it's valid or not. So with the Euro USD on the daily, we're most probably going to see tank some more, breaking the zone, and if it does, we'll probably have a zone or entry setup here. But for now, let's go deeper into price and see if we can't get a better entry. Okay, let me just open this. Okay, I don't know who got this one here. I think it was from this massive drop candle where it passed. I'm actually going to share with you guys why we use limit orders again, just so you can have an idea and understanding it even further. Okay, there we go. I wish you could see it candle by candle, tick by tick. Okay, awesome. Okay, let's go to the 1 minute actually. Hopefully we'll be able to see it clearly on the 1 minute. Okay, let's see. There we go. Let's just follow what happened here. Okay, here we are. So this is a very typical example of the strategy that we teach and well, the way we approach the market. So you found price tanking from the top, and if you had a limit order, so if you had a limit order, your limit order would have been triggered here, and then price would have dropped and then stopped you out. Now if you're using the wushu, price would have first had to get into the zone, 50% into the range, and then your buy stop would have been triggered. And once your buy stop is triggered, price will continue dropping. Then when price comes back, your buy stop will only open right here. Can you see that? And once it does, it basically starts moving up from there. You don't get wicked out by these unnecessary moves here. And if you think about it, this is a 1 minute chart. This all happened in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 minutes. So you don't even have the capacity to come to the market and watch it doing that within that 9 minutes. That's why it's so important that you follow the rules. And if you're not using the whoosh, of course, you'll have an alert here. And then once price gets into that zone, the alert will be triggered. Then you'd wait and watch what price does. And once price passes the zone, then you'd place a buy stop and wait for it to be triggered. That's how we approach the market, and we use momentum trading as well on top of what we do, and it kind of increases your wins. And also remember, because we're using high RR trades, your consistency. I mean, even if you have a 50-50 win rate, you're still profitable over the long run. So that's how we approach the market. Awesome. So with USD on the hourly, I think it's actually at a very nice zone right now as we speak. So you could potentially get a nice deep entry right now and watch what it does from there. The bootcamp guys know exactly what I was looking at that point, and they should be able to have picked it up. And of course, we'll watch it or watch what it does. There we go. There's a potential entry right there. And done. So that's it for the day, guys. Let's manage risk. Let's keep in mind the rules, and you'll definitely survive the markets today. Happy trading, guys. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe.